it going?
All right, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So do you want to share with our audience here who you are?
Sure. I'm Tal. I'm a high school teacher, and I've never done Lego serious play.
Awesome. But you've used Lego bricks before.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. And you're also my married partner.
Yep.
But not a paid actor.
No.
Okay. Excellent. So the first build that we are going to demo today is building a personal value. So do you have a personal value that's really important to you?
Collaboration.
Okay, excellent. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes.
Okay.
Typically I'd play music for you, but that's going to be a problem with a video recording on YouTube. So just, maybe hum along a song that you really enjoy and build that value that has a lot of meaning for you.
Okay. To one thing, there's a triumph of success.
Okay.
And then what I was trying at the end is this idea of a ladder. So, metaphorically, blue might help pink climb up something. And then the piece that broke was the bridge.
Oh.
And I was trying to figure out some way to have a bridge, because I was also trying to figure out if there was a way in this symbolism there's only one color is only collaborating with another color and meeting in the middle, so I was trying to do if there was a way to get a bridge that would cross into another one, so there's more not just two that there are more collaborations within collaborations.
And having that bridge break down, how is that an apt metaphor for this build?
Oh, some people collaborate better with others even if you're in the same, where if green is so green used pink's support but maybe doesn't get along with blue, so me trying to bridge blue over might make green fall apart.
Interesting. And tell me a little bit more about over here, this gray piece.
I didn't have any other neutral things that didn't have shape. There's no significance to that shape.
Okay, but actually it was the fact that you needed to take pieces, you really needed it to be neutral there.
Yeah, because these are just sort of, again, the idea is to bring everything from the outside, and again, I kind of was trying to do different distances. That's one of the things that kind of broke when I was trying to do it, where, some people might be very ready to come together and others might feel more on the outside to come together. So red has sort of like this bigger gap here and also is farther from the center, or in my initial build was farther from the center. So I think I had it more something, like this. So, it's a bigger stretch to get in, both vertically and horizontally, but this was just a neutral, because it's not one of the players, it's yeah.
And how does this build relate to you as a person and a professional?
So there's me in my teacher role, and then there's me in my, I guess, staff role. So in my teacher role, my classroom is all about collective learning. And I've actually done a lot to dismantle the individual paper, individual person. The only thing that matters is my learning, and everyone else does whatever. And so there are some students that are ready to jump in, because whatever the teacher tells you to do, you do, whether you like it or not, and whether you think it works or not. And then there are students who are more high achieving, who are just used to going at their own pace and want to go really fast. And so it's not so much that the collaboration bothers them, it's more but I'm done, I get this, why am I doing this? And then there are students who have never really been asked to explain what they're thinking, and so the idea that I don't have my own paper to just do my own thing and get my own number, but I actually have to talk to somebody else and we have to come to an agreement on what to put on a whiteboard, can be really challenging for them. So they work in groups from 2 to 4 frequently, and the beginning of the year is a lot of this on where are we coming, how do I get people in and get them to sort of buy into that system of learning. And then as a staff member, as with any adult relationship, we're put in all sorts of places where sometimes we're not necessarily asked to collaborate, but in order to make something happen, you kind of have to collaborate, and other times we are asked to collaborate. And so working together is very common in my day.
Okay. So this is a value, this is something you live every day, this is something you are trying to foster in the future generation as a teacher. There's also the build itself and the act of building. How did that relate to you as an individual? What worked easily and what was a challenge?
So one thing was, I forget which 3 colors, but I had in my mind to do 4 for no good reason. Mm-hmm. I guess in my job they're at tables of 4, but like no good reason for 4. 4 is just like I know you think of like a jigsaw puzzle, simple jigsaw puzzle graphic often has just the 4 corners that come together. So I had in my mind to do 4, but I only found 3 different colors initially. I'm also looking now that I actually, in my crumbled build, put stuff backwards. So blue is never actually on a foot, and red is twice, which is also potentially apt. So I initially only found 3 colors, but had in my mind 4. And then as I was constructing, I very quickly was reminded of the fact that I can't actually connect 4 things. I guess I could if I put, a block like this or something that they all came together. But that didn't really get to my idea that I had of within one group you have different partnerships or different triads that are coming and going. And so having everything on the same level didn't really work. So then I wanted multi-level, and then I was like, so how do I do that with Legos? And that's how I got to having the neutral color. And then I had no idea what I was gonna do for the top, because I was like, if I left it like that, I was like, so what was the point of the collaboration? And typically we collaborate for some reason. And so then I was trying to figure out, if I do this implies that blue has the triumph. But blue doesn't have the triumph. It's the collaboration that has the triumph.
So you need to put that
So
space.
then I put another neutral spacer.
Okay.
Now it's the neutral has the triumph, but it's on top of the collective.
Okay. So a lot of intentionality went into this.
Yes.
Which is not surprising. I do know you. And this is actually making me remember, you actually have done LEGO Serious Play once before when I got certified.
I did.
And you did the tower
I did.
activity.
Yeah.
So thinking about that experience, thinking about this as your value, what have you experienced in this build that has opened your eyes to a part of your value that you maybe don't think about as regularly, or taught you something about your value?
Well, there's definitely, I think, the reminder that I gave myself of, the people that are farther away. And in the way that the Lego build works, which was not my intentionality, but in the way the Lego build works, this tallest one also is the last one. And so there's sort of, through the build, there's kind of a reminder of the ones that are more distant may take longer to join, but in this build, that last piece is the piece that's required to get to triumph. So, it's not just getting someone in because you should, but getting someone in because what they bring to the table might be the missing link to something, or an adjustment to a link of something.
So, as a professional, how is this helpful or important to you?
Collaboration or building?
The build, and what that just reminded you.
So It's funny, things like this, I feel like I all the time in my role as a teacher is always at the forefront. And I think in my role as a staff member, I often have assumptions of like, well, we all teach kids to do this every day, so we all probably should be good at doing this as well. But teaching is an interesting profession because you're in a silo, so everyone does things their way, and you don't really have to, unless you have a co-teacher, which is just one other person that you have to work with. We're not really in our minute by minute world. We're not really working with a lot of other people, and so we often choose the people that we collaborate with, who align with the pedagogy that we align with, or have been to similar trainings, or are in a similar department. You know, I don't get to talk to pedagogically. I don't talk a lot with like the arts department or anything, and so I feel like this is sort of the reminder of, as staff, where are we coming from when we are either tasked or discover for ourselves necessity to collaborate, that we are these same feet as our students are, but we are in charge of our own navigation of how the pieces come together.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know you're my married partner, but this was great to get to see you build today.
It was fun, thank you.